Hey.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Nice to see you again. How's Julia doing?
She is doing better. On and off, but better.
That's good to hear. It's her birthday next week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. She's pretty excited.
I bet. Okay, so first things first. This is an agenda of what we're going to be going through today. Just some of the steps that we will be discussing, and just for you to have a visual outline.
Alright.
Yeah.
I see we have M&M's, so that's good.
M&M's are always good. And the next thing is the skills acquisition program. So this pretty much outlines the whole program of what we're going to be discussing today. And this goes into a little bit more depth. So if you have any questions, you can refer to this, such as how long the program is going to be for, or some of the things that are implemented in the program. So this is a good resource to have if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much for at home if I have questions.
Yes, and if you do have any questions, you can ask me at any time.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free to ask. Okay, so the purpose of this meeting is to teach Julia to apply deodorant independently. So we know this is a socially significant skill because we don't want her to be smelling at school, having bad body odor and things of that nature. So it's a pretty important skill to have, especially for an 11-year-old girl. So we're going to teach her this skill by using behavioral skills training. So this sounds complicated, but it's not. There are 4 components of behavioral skills training. There's modeling, instructing, rehearsing, and feedback. So I will go through each of them so you have a thorough understanding. So for the first one, so if you want to just grab one of these, deodorant. So for the first step is modeling. So this pretty much you just want to show Julia what it looks like to put on deodorant and each of the steps that are involved. So I would say take off the cap.
Yeah.
And then I would show her lifting my arm up and applying the deodorant.
So
So that way she can visually see what's going on.
So just model behavior. Yeah.
Just to model the behavior. And the next step is instructing. So what this means is when you are modeling the behavior, you're describing each of the steps. So you're basically verbally prompting her and telling her that open the cap, lift up your arm, go up and down. So this way she has both prompt levels and it's easier for her to understand. Yes. So the third thing is rehearsing. So this you pretty much just doing the first 2 steps and doing it practicing exactly. So making sure she does it, and you're going to try to do it without errors. And the best way to do this is by using modeling and prompting. So you're going to verbally say it, and you're going to model it to try to make sure that she gets it right.
Okay, so like action, words, and then practice. Okay.
Exactly. And the last step is feedback. So following the rehearsal, you want to give positive feedback along with any constructive criticism that you may have. So, I mean, if you want to, suppose she takes off the cap, you can say, oh, good job taking off the cap. Maybe next time you can lift up your arm without being prompted. Just things of that nature.
Yeah.
Just give any sort of feedback. That's good.
Okay.
Alright. So next, I'm going to show you how the skill is to be demonstrated.
Okay.
So this is the data collection sheet. This is what you will be filling out for Julia. Every single time that she needs to apply deodorant, which and that program will happen right after she showers.
Yeah.
Or sorry, that takes a bath.
Yeah.
So that way she knows what's coming right after, and the program is expected. We'll develop a bit of a routine for her. So yes, and so these are all the steps in the program, and basically you just have to circle if she completed the step, yes or no, for each of them. And then you just have to say the prompt level required. So there's modeling and verbal and independent.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, we want to start off with using both modeling and verbal. So you would circle both.
Yeah.
And suppose you model, take off the cap.
Yeah.
And then after she does that, she goes to spontaneously lift up her arm.
Yeah.
You would circle independently.
Okay.
Because you didn't have to prompt her for that.
Okay.
Yes.
So the goal is pretty much to get her to be more independent. So eventually she will have to do it without the modeling and the verbal.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
the goal.
So like, what happens if she like doesn't do it? Like, depending on her mood and stuff. Like, do I have to write like the reasoning, or like I just have to circle it?
You just circle yes or no.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If this becomes a problem, then we'll have to see what the problem, what was causing the problem.
Okay.
But if it's a one-off, yes, you just circle no.
Okay.
That she did not complete the steps.
Okay.
Yes.
Pretty clear.
Yes. So this will bring us to our next step. I will actually show you what I want to see. So
Okay.
So you can be Julia.
Okay.
And I will take your position for this scenario.
Okay.
All right. So if you wanna, okay, just have that handy. Time to put on deodorant.
Okay.
Pick up deodorant. Good job picking up deodorant. Take off cap.
Take off the cap.
Good job taking off cap. Lift right arm up. Good job lifting right arm up. Go up and down. Good job going up and down. Switch hands. Good job switching hands. Lift left arm up. Good job lifting your arm up. Go up and down. Good job going up and down. Put on cap. Good job putting on cap. Good job, Julia. There's some M&Ms. Well done.
Thank you. Okay.
Alright. So that's pretty much what you have to do. And you just record the data as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Does it matter, like, if she picks up her left arm first or the right arm first?
We want to encourage her to take it because I think her skill level, it's important that because she knows the difference between her left and her right, and it's important just to keep it consistent.
Okay.
So we've noticed that every time she goes to reach for the deodorant, she always picks it up with her left hand because she is left-handed. So it's just easier for her to pick it up with left hand and raise right arm first.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just to be a little bit more specific.
Okay.
Yes. So our next order of business, I will discuss the performance checklist.
I did, yeah.
So yes, you completed this yesterday. So this is what I was marking you on, evaluating, or trying to like. These are the tips I will give you. So as you can see, these are the steps that were listed.
Yeah.
And these were the ones that you completed, and you completed all of them. So well done there. There's just a couple of prompts that you missed. So you didn't give the modeling prompt. You gave the verbal prompt, but for lifting the arm up, lifting both arms up, you didn't give the modeling prompt. But we want to give full prompts.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay for your first time. I mean, sometimes you get a bit confused.
Yeah.
So no worries.
So, model and
verbal prompt.
Okay.
Yes. Great. And also, when you give feedback, just give it immediately. Yes. So she learns that this is whatever I'm doing here, the antecedent, the behavior, and the consequences should come right after each other.
Okay.
So but other than that, great job.
Okay, I will improve on this.
And the next thing we will do is we'll take another test.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Don't think about this as a test. It's just a way of me trying to evaluate you and try to help you so you can teach Julia. Yes.
Yeah.
So just strictly trying to give you some constructive criticism and feedback.
All right.
Yes.
So you're Julia.
Yes, I will be Julia for this scenario,
I'm me. Okay.
and this will be the scenario you will be taking.
So
You might want to grab that
okay.
just for the data tracking sheet.
Right after the bath. So pick up the deodorant. And good job picking up the deodorant. Can we take the cap off? Good job taking the cap off. Okay. So now we're gonna lift your right arm up. And we're gonna put the deodorant up and down. And then we're gonna switch hands. Good job. Did those steps really well. Now we're gonna lift the left arm up. Yes. And now I'm gonna put it up and down under your armpit. Up and down. Alright? And Now we're gonna put the cap back on the deodorant. And we're all done. Good job. You did really well. Okay, how did I do?
Okay, there's a couple of things. First, you did not give reinforcement for all the steps.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. So you missed for some of the steps, like after you lift the arm up, you want to give some reinforcement for each step, because she might not complete each step. So it's important to give a reinforcement for each step until she learns to do it independently, and then we can wean off the reinforcement.
I forgot to give them an M at the end.
Yes, you also forgot to give the final reinforcement of M&Ms. I mean, that's what she's working for.
That's true.
That's what she's motivated by.
Okay.
And lastly, when you do describe the steps to her, the verbal prompts, don't use as many words. Just take off cap, lift right arm up, rub it on, up and down. The more words you use, the more confused she might get. So we just want to keep it simple for her. Yeah. Other than that, great job.
I didn't really give much negative, like, I didn't comment. Is that like sort of things to work on? That's okay, right?
Sorry?
Like
the feedback?
Yeah, negative feedback. I was like really positive. That's okay, right?
No, the whole goal while you're doing the program, you're giving positive feedback.
Oh, okay.
You're trying to give positive reinforcement. If you give any negative reinforcement or anything of the negative nature, this we don't want to associate that with the program.
Oh, okay.
All positive reinforcement when she does a step. If she doesn't do a step correctly, then you want to do error correction. Then you want to like ask her again, perhaps, and then
what things that she could improve on.
Yes, this is after.
Oh, okay.
So while we are doing this, you don't want to give that kind of feedback.
Oh, you say that.
Yes,
okay,
you save that for the end.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense.
But other than that, good job. Okay, lastly, so we will have a follow-up in 1 week, and I just want to observe. I would like you to practice this.
Okay.
Like maybe you can practice with your spouse, just doing this step over and over again.
Yeah.
And that way you can get good at it. I mean, that way you don't, when you were doing giving her the prompts, and then you can just take the data out right away. Or you can even save the data sheet for later. You can even record yourself.
Yeah.
And then take the data down later.
Okay.
And watch yourself like, hey, I did this, she did this. Because I know it can be difficult to doing two things at once.
Yeah.
So that's another thing you can try if that works for you. And yes, we will meet back in a week. We will see. Hopefully she will have shown some sort of progress, or at the very least, something.
A little bit more independent in some steps. Yeah.
Yes, hopefully. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me at any time.
Okay.
You have my number.
Okay.
You have my number, right?
Yes, I do have it.
Okay, so yes. Other than that, great job.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you
I'll
again.
let you know how it goes.
All right. Nice to meet you. All right. Bye.
Bye.